I just realized my microphone is still on. How are we doing, everybody? Oh my god. How are we doing today? Yo, Christian, just dropping in real quick. Hello, how's your week been, and how have you seen anything good lately? Not any, like, new releases, but, I did, what was it? I did, watch a movie that I haven't watched in a long time, which was Land of the Lost, starring, Will Ferrell. I remember it not being as bad as everyone thought, and yeah, I'd still say it's not really as bad as everyone, said. What's that in the top left corner? Just asking. Oh, this is the membership goal for the month. I want to try to push for 100 for I was doing the math to try to see like how many memberships we would need in order to how many memberships we would need for Yo, thank you so much, Annie Rude, for becoming a member. Thanks, Annie Rude. Thanks. Oh wait, see, it went from 85 to 86. So it does work. Hooray! Everyone send some blue Hannahcast heart emojis. So yeah, I've been trying to work on the streaming thing. I've been trying to work on the streaming thing, and so I like that there's an actual counter. So basically, in order for me to go to New York Film Festival, obviously, like, super chats are like that could still work as well. But if we're just talking about memberships, then this amount of memberships, like 1,150 memberships, is probably what I need to go to New York Film Fest. Also, Andy Rude, thank you for the 99 cents super chat. Thanks, Annie Rude. Thanks, Annie Rude. Oh, but I will say, everybody, I got something that could probably help us reach that goal. I mean, maybe not in this stream, but something that could help. Even though, granted, I need to figure out the keying on this, because I didn't realize that his shade of blue would look very much green, would look all that green. But so I'm going to have to, do this for a second, but hey, everybody. Yay! It's, I need to figure out a name for him, but Puppet Cast or Mini Hannahcast or something like that, but yeah, it's me, but a puppet. Yay! Yay! But yeah. So it's basically me, but just like a little puppet. Ah! Oh, what was this? Oh, ZJ13 Goat's going, ah! 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 Muppet Cast. Well, one problem with that, that's, Muppet is copyrighted, so I don't think that's going to work out very well. I didn't figure out what to do with the arm rod thing because, like, it keeps slipping off. So I need to, I'm wondering if I should just, like, figure out a way to just attach it to the thing and just have it be like that. And just kind of have it be stuck that way. But, yeah. Then what do we name him? I don't know. Maybe maybe Puppet Cast or something along those lines. Mini Hannahcast? I don't know. But, I need to figure that out. But, yeah, he looks like me. Yeah, it's me, but a puppet. Yay! I gotta say, he is pretty good quality. But, yeah. How much money with everything combined do you need to go to New York Film Festival? I think the amount I would need is like $1,600. Because that would include not just, traveling there and traveling back, but also getting the express pass and getting the tickets and food, and also recouping what money I would have made at work. Because I think that I do have a day job, but yeah. Puppet Cast just makes sense. And how'd you get them? There's like a site that where you can get puppets and where like you can make your own custom puppet. I mean, there's other options too, but I wanted to get the. But yeah, how's the puppet gonna help you raise money? Probably. I mean, probably. I don't know. He's like entertaining and stuff. As of today, how likely is it you'll be able to attend New York Film Festival? Well, that's the thing. We've only kind of like just started, so like we're not really that close to the goal right now. We're like, I think we have like, I think right now, in total, we have like $121 so far. But that was because, and that was just from the last stream. So hopefully we can hopefully we can be pretty successful there. Now again, this is gonna be kind of hard because you look at this and it's like, oh no. Yeah. So I think maybe it's because like the green is like reflecting on him, but yeah, he's a little transparent. I don't know. I feel like this shouldn't be anywhere near as like, maybe this won't be anywhere near as distracting as like just no green screen, but yeah. Do you think that they rejected Fjord? I'm not really. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. It is weird that it is kind of weird that that it's not at New York Film Festival. It is kind of weird. I don't think it's at TIFF either. Is it? I don't know if it's at TIFF, but yeah. What if we got $100 just in this one stream? I mean, that would help. I mean, definitely that helps. Anything helps. I think maybe one thing I could also do is like maybe try to get like a little Hannahcast shirt for him. Oh shit! Ooh, maybe I should try to button his shirt. I'm gonna try to button your shirt here, buddy. Yes, it's a TIFF. Oh, okay, TIFF. So it's not New York Film Festival, it's TIFF. Alrighty. Will you try to see Godzilla -0 if you go? Absolutely. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't. I definitely want to try to see that. Hannah Puppet, or I guess we'll call him the Puppet Cast. Puppet Cast. What? Oscar predictions when? I mean, who knows? I mean, I hope we can see some puppets. Yeah. I would like to see some puppet movies nominated. We don't really get a lot of those. So, yeah. Hello. Hello, Maya. Hello. Hello. I'm still trying, to be fair, like, I just got him not that long ago, so I'm still trying to figure out, like, how to do, like, the arm rod thing. And, yeah, but, hello. Yo, thank you so much, Anirud, for the membership. Also, if you notice, it went down from 86 to 84. I think that's because some people's, memberships are... I think that's because, yeah, I think that's because, like, some people's memberships or gifted memberships are expired. Yeah, they're expiring, so yeah. But yeah, Puppet Cast in constant crash out mode. You the goat. Oh yeah, I'm gonna crash out, bro. I'm gonna crash out. Ah, Oh, crash out. Oh. Q for you, Christian. So you think it makes sense for films like The Secret Agent and Obsession to get into casting if you have actors like Jeremy Strong and Indy Navarrete? Yeah, The Social Reckoning and Yeah, I think it does make sense, especially since oh wow. Thank you so much, ZJ13 Goat, for the gifted membership to Be As a Dork. I know Be As a Dork. Hello. But yeah, I have The Social Reckoning in for casting, but I do think it makes sense for Obsession to get casting. But I don't know what to take out of my current lineup. I am probably, I'm definitely I don't know if you have, I don't know what your lineup is, so it's a little bit hard to say, but yeah. By the way, since ZJ13 Goat, gifted a membership to Be As a Dork, send some blue Hannahcast heart emojis to ZJ13 Goat. Thanks, ZJ13 Goat. Thanks, ZJ13 Goat. But I will say I do like the new membership counter, and also the like the new graphics that pop up. Puppetcast, how excited are you for Wildwood? Oh yeah, I'm very excited. You know, I mean, it's not puppets like me, but I mean, they're puppet adjacent with, it being stop motion. So, yeah. But I would say I'm very excited for Wildwood. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like what should I give him, like a more nasally voice, like a goofy voice, like maybe he talks a little bit like this. I don't know. I need to work on that. God, I need to work on that. Yeah. Thanks, movie guy. He gifted me a membership. Thanks, movie guy. Thanks. I guess that was like a while ago, but so what? Thanks, movie guy. Thanks. Fjord is out of my top 10 for Best Picture. Ooh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. I still have Fjord in. Not a great sign though. That I don't think it's going into I don't think it's going into TIFF. So yeah. I think I have The Social Reckoning, The Odyssey, Wild Horse 9, Lobola Negra, and Digger for casting. I think I also have Hathaway and Cruz winning their respective categories. To be honest, I think Digger might actually not get nominated for casting. I think Fjord's not going to TIFF. I don't exactly know. It might be New York Film Festival that's skipping out on. I know I was missing a big one. Why not Digger? Because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of do think it might end up being a at the end of the day, not tremendously strong. I think it might have some I think it might turn some people off in the Academy. I don't know. Puppetcast should have either a nasally voice or a raspy voice. I don't think a raspy voice would sound. Plus, I would like get grading on my on my voice. Like maybe something kind of like this. I don't know. Yeah, maybe the more high pitched nasally voice. Maybe I should maybe I need to also put my thing closer, like the microphone. Oh, Fjord's going to TIFF? Ah, okay. Did you by any chance see my TIFF centerpiece news? I don't know. I don't know if I really did or not. Yeah, I don't know. I think I saw that Fjord is also not going to NIF. Oh yeah, I think the reason why that's bad is because like New York Film Festival like does a lot of the Cannes films, and yet the Palme d'Or winner isn't. That's a little confusing, but yeah. I do think it's unlikely for Fjord to be added to the New York Film Festival lineup through this. It's still likely for Fjord to be added to the New York Film Festival lineup through the Spotlight section. If that doesn't happen, then yeah, something went wrong. That's what I'm wondering. I knew Fjord was going to TIFF. All of a sudden will be at NIF, though. Oh. Which film are you excited to see at NIF this year? Out of the ones that have been announced, probably, I don't know. I guess it's really easy for me to be, like, excited for, like, Godzilla Minus Zero. Yeah. I'm really excited for Godzilla Minus Zero, too. Yeah. But there is also, Behemoth. I'm really excited for Behemoth. Yeah, Behemoth. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited for Behemoth. Mr. Puppetcast. Oh, okay. Can you confirm that you weren't on any islands in the past 30 years? Well, I mean, I can't. I can't. How do I say this? Like, I will say, I was on the island of Misfit Toys at one point. So, I mean, yeah. But look, I mean, it's not bad, unless you mean the Epstein Island, which. No, I'm a puppet. I don't even have a penis. Can we look at the lineup together? Sure. Hold on. Let's see. There's Paper Tiger. Oh yeah, Paper Tiger with it's like Marriage Story 2, but news. Yeah. There's Behemoth, 14th, Nine Temples to Heaven, All of a Sudden. I'm really excited for All of a Sudden. Ooh, yes. Bitter Christmas, Clarissa, what was it? Dow, The Day She Returns, The Diary of a Chamberlain. Ooh. Double Freedom, The Dreamed Adventure. No, everything else is Noise, Every Time, Fatherland, La Gravida, or Gradiva, or something like that. I deserve a lover whose every rise sets fiery dooms raging across the skies. Yeah, that I'm not gonna lie, Chief. That title's been too long. I rarely wake up dreaming. Yeah. The loneliest man in town. The Man That I Love. Ooh, Freddie Mercury. A Long Winter. A Man of His Time. Minotaur. Misty Green. I'm interested to see where Misty Green goes, especially if that becomes an Oscar contender. Yeah. My Undesirable Friends Part 2. Exile. My Wife Cries. Nowhere to Lay My Eyes. Once Upon a Time in Harlem. Possible Love. Rose. Tender Loving Care. Let's see. The Unknown. And then Godzilla Minus Zero, South of Tehran, and yeah. Not as stacked as I thought it was gonna be, but interesting nonetheless. Hello, sorry I was late. I was finishing on watching Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Oh no, yeah, that's understandable. Yeah. Hello. Random fun fact, but here's this thing that happens in my state called Telluride by the Sea. They take 4 or 5 Telluride films and show them. Oh, that's cool. News. NIF will debut a short documentary about Jafar Panahi, directed by his Oscar rival, Kleber Mendonça Filho, South of Tehran. Ooh, that's cool. That's really cool. Misty Green showing up in the main slate is a huge shock. NIF doesn't normally program films like that in the main slate. I think they might speak to the movie being really good. Maybe. Also, wait, I just realized something. I'm going to copy this. Punza David says hello. Hi. Jack from Oscar Film Forecast has Misty Green at his number 10 slot for Best Picture. Also, most anticipated film for NIF. I did say my most anticipated right now, but I think, but yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm very much keeping my eye out for it. I'm like, this could be a player. We'll have to see, but I'm not exactly sure. But I when I watched the trailer, I will say I am keeping my eyes on it. I still remember when you called Jafar Panahi Jafar Panahi. What, you did that? Look, I'm sorry, man. Like I didn't know. Okay, we all learn. Aw. So, is Misty Green an anomaly at New York Film Festival or a really good film then? I would not be surprised if it's a really good film. Luann Gabriel, hello. Hi. 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 I'm not taking my sneakers off. I am Sneakers O'Toole. The search for Misty Green is so random. I didn't get anything praiseworthy from the trailer outside of Eliezer and Kaluuya. I mean, look, didn't Chris Rock also direct Top 5? Like, this film might get in. I mean, who knows? We'll have to see. Since when did you have a puppet? But today. I ordered this like a while ago, and it only like came in like not that long ago. But yeah, I'm here now. Did I miss anything important? Oh, nothing really that important. But I did get a new buddy today. I mean, like I bought him a while ago, but like, hey, hi. It's the Puppet Cast. Yay! Ah, shit. I need to figure out what to do with the arm rod. Again, the arm rod is just like, it keeps slipping off. This is not helping. I need to figure out what to do here. Yeah. This is kind of weird. Unless if the debut goes in drama at the Globes. Indy Never Ready and Obsession in drama, Indy will easily win. If both her and Moore go comedy, then I literally don't know who will win Best Actress in drama. I'm not gonna lie, I do think Indy Never Ready will go into drama. No, will go into comedy musical because I just really do feel like the Globes would do that or the studio would do that. What is the puppet's name? The Puppet Cast. Yay! Ruth Madeley, Mikey Madison, Ronte Reinsva. I mean, who knows? But yeah, Best Actress Drama. That would be crazy. Is Misty Green going to be the film that challenges The Odyssey? No, I don't think so. I think at best it would be like a bottom 5 contender. It's not going to win Best Picture, I don't feel. Are you still confident about Project Hail Mary getting the Best Picture? I only have the movie getting around 2 to 4 tech noms plus Best Picture. I mean, it's probably also going to get writers. It's probably going to get adapted screenplay as well because that category is not very stacked. And not only that, but like, you know, you could. But not only that, but it could be competitive for the Writers Guild Award. Would you consider Obsession a comedy or a drama? If I had to choose between those, I may like. Because the thing is, you can see where the dark comedy is in there. So, like, I don't know. I could see it. If it had to be between those, I could see comedy. But it's just really hard because it's just kind of a beast of its own thing. Again, I could probably see this as a situation where they put this in comedy, like The Substance or Get Out or something like that. Puppet Cast for supporting actor. No, I'm a lead in my life. You need to be a lead in your life. Hi, Puppet Cast. Hi. Hi, Mainline Productions. Hi. I feel like this year's actress to the Oscars and SAG will go 2 out of 5. I don't know if it kind of like. Doesn't it rarely go 2 out of 5? For me, it's because I have the invite ink and all of a sudden picture. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I could see a case for Madeley. She has everything in that role: real life person, disability, civil rights, uplifting, and likable. But we were talking about being human. The problem is, if being human just isn't a thing, if being human is just not a thing, it might just not get nominated for Best Picture. And she might not get into lead actress. It's just really tough. Would Obsession be considered a cautionary tale? Sometimes I like to consider cautionary tales as dark comedies. I mean, cautionary tales don't have to be strictly comedies or dramas. I mean, like they could be either. Like for example, look at Joker. Like Joker is a cautionary tale, but it's probably a drama. But yeah, hi Christian. Hi Joellen. Hi Joellen. Hi. I have the Odyssey, La Bola Negra, the Invite, Dune Part 3, and All of a Sudden for adapted screenplay. I don't have All of a Sudden getting into Best Picture, but the rest I do. I don't have Dune Part 3 in screenplay, but it could happen. The Puppet Cast and Project Hail Mary. For the Puppet Cast. In Project Hail Mary, who played Rocky, could be a supporting actor nominee next year. I mean, yeah, he could. I mean, I am rooting for him because, puppets and all that. Yeah. Madeley might get Globes. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. If Being Human sins deaf people, it's definitely having Best Picture. I'm not sure what that means. I'm sorry. Dramedy? I mean, for Obsession, I mean, yeah, you can probably see it as that, but again, but sadly they don't have dramedy categories at the Golden Globes, so. She could get BAFTA too. I believe she's British. I mean, maybe, but the British doesn't always get you everything. I don't know. This is also kind of crazy, but I have Dune Part 3 at number 2 for the Drama Golden Globe, depending on how strong this will be review-wise compared to Part 1 and Part 2. I would put La Bola Negra at number 2 right now, to be honest. I probably would put that at number 2. Because I mean, I don't think it's going to win Best Picture, but it's probably going to be really successful with the like if there's anyone that would love the Golden that would love La Bola Negra, it would be the Golden Globes, especially the new Globes. What films will get an Oscar soon? I mean, at least the Odyssey. I'm gonna put this guy away because my hand is sweaty, and yeah, I will be right back. I'm probably also gonna get a drink because I am sweating my tits off right now. So, but yeah, everyone say bye to Puppet Cast. Hold on a second. All right, we are back. It is hot in here. Oh my god. Speaking of BAFTA and also Obsession, I don't know how well it's gonna do at BAFTA. Obsession, yeah. Although I will say it might do better than Weapons if because here's the thing: if Obsession is in Best Picture, then it's going to do better than at the Oscars. It's going to do better than Weapons over at BAFTA. Like it would have to at least get screenplay. John Malkovich is also starring in a film called The Yellow Tie, a film about a real-life opera composer. Let's hope the hype from 2 films can help him win for Wild Horse 9. Maybe, but again, there is also The Odyssey to consider, so, ooh. Do you think Michael B. Jordan could have been number 2 at BAFTA? That's always a possibility, but I want to say no, but at the same time, the BAFTAs did like Sinners quite a bit. I mean, they nominated yeah, they didn't nominate Delroy Lindo or visual effects, but that's just like, those were the surprises at the Oscars. So, like, they did really and there's not even a jury. It's like, you can't even call the whole jury thing on, like, let's say, like, Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan getting nominated, because it's like, well, you know, they did, there was no jury to try to save them. Like, they just got in. I feel like Fjord is slowly falling off. That might be a possibility, but I'm not sure. Maybe. I think it was Leo who was number 2. It's just really hard to say because he didn't even win SAG. That's just it wasn't even longlisted for VFX at BAFTA. And don't forget that Wonmi Masaku won there also. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Wonmi Masaku won. And look, I'll still say this. Like, if Amy Madigan wasn't there, I do think if Amy Madigan was not competitive for the Oscar, like if she didn't get nominated for the Oscar, I do think Wonmi Masaku would have won. I mean, because it's because the BAFTAs literally gave one battle after another Best Film, and they still gave Wonmi Masaku Best Supporting Actress. And they could have given it to Tiana Taylor, and I don't know if you could just pull out the whole British thing. Like, yeah, Wonmi Masaku's British, but at the same time, they could have given it to Tiana Taylor, and that film won Best Picture. So I do think, if Michael B. Jordan would have won, that is a possibility. It is. It's hard to tell, but it's not like Sinners was all that weak at BAFTA. It still got nominated for really just about everything we thought it would get nominated for the Oscar for. And but the thing is, they just don't have a song category, and we just weren't expecting visual effects and, and Delroy Lindo to happen at the Oscars. But who could have won SAG and Critics' Choice? I could probably see a world where maybe Tiana... Actually, I don't know. Because I would say Tiana Taylor maybe could have won Critics' Choice, but she and Wonmi Masaku were kind of neck and neck. Kind of duking it out for that number 2 slot for the most critics wins. So, I'm not sure, but, they could have given it to Wonmi Masaku. I feel like Primetime could pull off a nomination for Pattinson. Aftersun and The Apprentice, both from A24. The Apprentice was not A24. Unless it was in other countries, but here in the US, it was not A24 that took The Apprentice. They didn't even invest that much money in the season for them. I don't know. I think it's a lot different because, Aftersun, there just was not a lot of competition. What, were they going to nominate Hugh Jackman for The Sun or Tom Cruise for Top Gun Maverick, despite the fact that he's not really doing that much? I don't know. And The Apprentice had a little bit of a political angle to it, considering you know, Trump just got reelected, and it was kind of like a protest Trump thing. Although to be fair, he was also excellent. I'm not saying he didn't get in because he didn't deserve it. No, he did deserve it. But like there were a lot of other factors to the Apprentice getting in. But like Chris Hansen, is that even really topical? Like I don't know. But again, I just don't know if primetime is just going to be the Academy's thing. It looks great. The trailer looks great. I just don't know if it looks like the Academy's thing. Miles Caton got nominated over Delroy Lindo at SAG. That is true, but yeah. Yeah, but Masaku wasn't even nominated at the Globes. But then here's the question. If Amy Madigan wasn't there, would Masaku have gotten in? I'm willing to see The Odyssey. Oh, hell yeah, go see it. Maybe one battle after another shifts in terms of an acting win at first. Tiana Taylor and then later Sean Penn. Maybe. Primetime gave me Nightcrawler vibes, and Jake Gyllenhaal didn't get the nomination. I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be like that, because, like, Nightcrawler was also very popular. I have my skepticism about primetime being an Oscar thing, but I'll play wait and see. Yeah, I'm waiting and seeing, too, because I just don't know. I don't think it's going to be an Oscar thing. I think it looks great. The trailer looks really cool, but I don't know. Something about it just doesn't feel like an Oscars thing to do. Maybe keep it up in the high 20s. Maybe. Also, by the way, guys, we have a membership counter now. We want to try to get to 1,150 memberships today. And that counter up there will go up with each membership. It's gone slightly down over this past stream, but that's because like people's gifted memberships are expiring. So please consider becoming a member, because that'll potentially help me fund my trip to New York Film Festival. At the Golden Globes, Masaku could have been number 6 and Emily Blunt number 5 for nominations. That's what I'm wondering. I don't think this will be an Oscar thing, but Pattinson is having a great fucking year. He really is. He really is. Although I just don't know if I can subscribe to the whole, well, I mean, he's got to get an Oscar nomination somewhere. Like, he has to for something. But it's like, but is he? He's in a lot of stuff, but does that mean he's going to get nominated? I just don't know. I'm personally very excited for it, but I don't know if it'll be the Oscars thing. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. Especially given the kind of questions it's asking, like, about, sensationalizing these horrifying events. It's like, are people gonna want to confront that, or will they just go, hey, he's catching pedos, so it's like, why do you have an issue with that? But so they're I don't know. What about the actors and actresses in the Odyssey that are going to get nominated for any, that they're going to get nominated for any Oscars? I'm going to assume you're wondering if there are any like performances that from the Odyssey that are probably going to get nominated for the Oscar. I think a good number of them will. Actually. Like right now, okay, who am I predicting? Oh, shit, I gotta bring out the let's see. I've also been making another list. I have Matt Damon getting in lead actor, Anne Hathaway, and honestly, I have put Samantha Morton into my supporting actress predictions. I'm seeing more and more people bring her up, and I really do think that could materialize. And also, I have John Leguizamo in supporting actor. So, I think it's going to get a good amount of acting nominations. Project might only be lead actor play as that category, and that category is pretty stacked. Yeah, I don't know if the film is only looking at lead actor. I don't know if I could buy that he's going to get that Robert Pattinson's going to get nominated because it's already really packed with films that are in Best Picture. So quite a few people are actually having their year, not just one person. Yeah. Outside of the show, from what I've seen, Chris Hemsworth seems like not a great person. I don't know that much about Chris Hemsworth. But I feel like, I don't know, are people wanting to reckon with the moral quandaries of something like, To Catch a Predator? I don't know. The Critics' Choice Super Awards gave Best Horror Film to Obsession over Weapons, so it might have a bigger chance to make it to the Critics' Choice Top 10. And not only that, Indy Nivaretti beat Amy Madigan for Best Horror Actress, which, that's interesting. That's interesting. Like, the fact that she beat the Oscar winner. Maybe they're trying to materialize something. Who knows? But I am really starting to think maybe Obsession... Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe Obsession is a thing. But Amy Madigan still won Best Villain. I mean, sure, she could have won both. She could have. I'm just saying, she could have won both. By the way, oh, wait. Oh, okay. I don't know why that went away. I think it means a lot when you have people like Christopher Nolan and Steven Spielberg talking up Obsession in interviews. Yeah, that does help. Also, the fact that it's made nearly $500 million, like, oh. How about cinematography? Sandgren, Shiva Hoyt, Fraser, and who else? I've just been mainly going with let's see. Right now in cinematography, I have The Odyssey, La Bola Negra, Digger, Dune Part 3, and Werewolf. Outside of that, I have like Fatherland, Project Hail Mary, Disclosure Day, Inc., Wild Horse 9. I'm keeping my eyes on some of these things. Do you think Elsinore could surprise at screenplay? Maybe? I'm not... I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I just don't know. I just don't really know what Elsinore... It's really hard to tell how much of a contender Elsinore is going to be. I'm putting Fraser in for Project Hail Mary. Blesky is a great guess. The thing is, I do have a feeling that Project Hail Mary might miss out on some nominations. And I could see it missing cinematography. That's the thing. I could see it missing cinematography. Because, like, I guess nothing really about the cinematography itself really stands out. Again, it's really hard to tell, though. Earlier this year, we had A Place in Hell and Prima Facie as two extremely similar contenders. Now that we have The Man I Love and Elsinore as another pair of identical contenders. Potentially. I had a dream that Backrooms got nominated at the Oscars and BAFTA and won CCA. For what? Production design? That would be really cool if that happened. The Man Not Live is kind of dead. We'll have to see how everything goes. I mean, again, we'll see what happens with the film festival. So we'll have to see. Yeah, production design. Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Would you have the Odyssey winning both sound editing and mixing, or just one of them? Let's see. It's really hard to tell. Because I'm not gonna lie, I could see Dune Part 2 winning. One of those. Maybe Behemoth or the Black Ball, but then again, I don't know how music heavy the Black Ball is, or if it would really, like, win best sound mixing at that point. So I don't know. It could be a number of options. I guess I would play it safe. If we had two sound categories, I think I would play it safe right now and go Odyssey in both sound editing and sound mixing, because odds are I'm getting one of those right. So, but it makes sense to put a black and white, or kind of Werewolf or Fatherland. I feel like the only time in these last 5-7 years that a black and white film misses a nom was 2023. I mean, maybe, but like, actually, wait. I'm trying to think of like what major black and white film missed. Because the major miss for cinematography in 2023 was, The Zone of Interest. Nothing else was really competing. I guess you could also maybe say Barbie, but like, since it was Blonde. Oh, okay, Blonde. That's 2022, unless you mean The Ceremony. I guess, maybe. Since it was a hit and had buzz, could you see A24 campaigning backrooms for production design? I could see it. I just don't know if it'll materialize. I do kind of think maybe it could be a situation like Fantastic Four: First Steps, where like maybe some of the critics go for it, but ultimately it just doesn't get in. For Obsession and Critics' Choice, I have a feeling it's going to do very well in terms of noms, and maybe a win for Never Ready. And for Never Ready herself, I could see her win everywhere minus BAFTA. Maybe. Also, you said Dune Part 2. Oh, Part 3. That's what I actually think that Project Hail Mary could make an interesting case for one of those sound categories for how they handle Rocky's voice before it's translated to English. I mean, maybe, but that is also kind of a minor thing. Like, I just don't know. I am starting to really think Project Hail Mary is one of those movies, kind of like The Martian, where it gets nominated for a ton of Oscars but doesn't win any of them. Like, I am kind of thinking that might happen. I think he means the ceremony because in the Oppenheimer, El Conde, Maestro, Poor Things, and Killers of the Flower Moon year, 5 of these had seen in both color and black and white. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wildwood could get sound. Do I have that in the list somewhere? I do want to keep that in mind. Okay, maybe I want to try to put that. Oh man, this is hard. Yeah, I have put Wildwood in my top 10 for sound because I think that could happen. Isn't Rocky eligible for Best Supporting Actor? Yeah. What was it? James Ortiz. I think that's his name. Like, I think he is eligible. Yes, for Best Supporting Actor. Why that low for Digger? I don't know. Maybe it might not just be considered that much of a sound movie. Maybe I don't know. Like I said, it is kind of hard to tell. We need to go back to splitting sound, best sound into mixing and editing. Yes, it makes no sense as to why they split up. No, why they combine sound editing and sound mixing. These are two very different disciplines. And again, the reason why they did that was because the Academy tried to strong arm the sound branch into, like they strong arm the sound branch saying, hey, if you don't combine these categories, we're going to cut your, we're going to cut the entire sound category out of the show, out of the live show. And then they did it anyway in the next year. So it's like, yeah, so they were literally not, like, there was, like, initially the thing where it's, like, they agreed to it, but it's, like, they didn't really agree to it. They were strong-armed into agreeing to it. So it's, like, no. And I know some people will say, well, they don't really know the difference between sound editing and mixing anyway, at least when it comes to when it comes to the winners. But that's just more of an issue of, like, how the winners are even chosen. Like that, the issue isn't because there was a separation of mixing and editing. The problem was that, like, anybody who wasn't in the sound branch could vote for best sound editing and mixing. No Dune 3 for a score? That's wild. Hey, look, Dune Part 2 was ineligible. I'm trying to play it safe here, so the debut for sound, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, no, I don't think it's gonna happen. At every ceremony except Globes, and maybe SAG if I'm not wrong. Huh? Christian, I feel like you should make a video talking about the differences between sound editing and mixing and why combining them sucked. Maybe I should do that. Maybe, like, that should be a video where because I do want to do that as a video. I really want them to separate sound editing and sound mixing again. And look, they're already adding more categories. Like, we just got best casting, and next year we're going to get best stunt design. So it's like, hey, in case F1 didn't get into picture, would you chance your opinion on editing predictions? I'm not sure what the question is there. I'm sorry, it's a little bit hard to understand. And also, I just realized, if we did have sound editing and sound mixing, Sinners would have gotten 17 nominations. Like, God, that's crazy. Dune Part 3 does have a major time jump, though. Yeah, I'm just trying to play it a little bit safe right now, so. James Ortiz, Rocky, is not eligible for the Golden Globes. Ah, okay. Yeah. They might try to bring back the most popular film award. I feel like they got so much backlash that one time. I don't think they're ever going to try that again. Especially since, like, the new heads of the Academy since then seem to not care about ratings as much. Like, they're just like, you know what? Or at the very least, like, they're still keeping with... They're not willing to compromise the awards. You know what I mean? Like, some previous, leadership over at the Academy, like in the late 2000s and very early 2020s, they had some ass leadership. These new presidents have been elected and subsequently elected. Whoa, Christopher Nolan. What the hell? Whoa! That's crazy. Holy shit, thank you. I'm assuming that's Movie Guy. Thanks, Movie Guy. Thanks. I was like, Movie Guy just sent or it was Christopher Nolan, or I guess I think Christopher Nolan sent $50. But yeah, thanks, or Christopher Nolan. Thanks, everyone. Send Christopher Nolan some blue Hannahcast heart emojis. We want to send love to the people that send support to the channel. I hear Christopher Nolan's a big fan of the channel. I bet he is. Tell him Nolan to make a horror movie next. Make a horror movie, Nolan. Yeah. This is why Christopher Nolan is the greatest. He really is. Thank you, Christopher Nolan. Thank you. If they brought back that silly Oscars cheer moment award, then that would be how Michael would be an Oscar winner. Oh God, no, like I'm pretty sure they would just give it to like another like Zack Snyder film, or try to think, or maybe like I don't know. Is he still your all-time favorite director, Christopher Nolan? Oh, definitely. Especially with how good The Odyssey was, it's like, well, he has not really stopped being number one for me. I agree. I've been watching since the 2003 Oscars. The leadership in the late 2000s to early 2010s was awful. It was awful in like the late 2010s and early 2020s. Like the fact that they just kept cutting, the fact that they would be willing to cut categories, consider best popular film, and combine the sound categories. It was ass. I feel like we're heading for like a second a second golden age for the Oscars. Like with the Odyssey potentially winning a ton of Oscars and bringing in a ton of viewers, and I'm just going to make it we're also getting stunt design, and the fact that after the 100th Oscars they're going to be partnering with YouTube. That's going to reach so many people. You do realize how much I've been saying, like, the fact that the Academy Awards have mostly just been stuck on, on cable is just completely ass backwards. They need to be looking towards the future. And with them partnering with YouTube, my God, that's amazing. The Depp fans might vote for stuff down the ballot for his new movie, or Chuds would vote for his Citizen Vigilante. Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's actually true. Oh yeah, Ebenezer probably would win. Yeah, would love to see more predictions for the drama. Still my favorite of the year. I don't know. I can't really predict the drama. I just think it's gonna be a no nominations movie. Melania would win the fan favorite Oscar. Oh God. For you, Disclosure Day will get only score. If not, what else? I do think right now it's only score, and I do feel comfortable in that because John Williams has gotten like lone score nominations many times. I do feel like I do feel like Disclosure Day is going to get a lone score nomination. Not just what was it? Indiana Jones The Dial of Destiny, which didn't even have that great of a score. Disclosure Days is better in my opinion, but also like other movies like The Book Thief, got nominated for score and nothing else. So, yeah. And obviously the greatest film ever, The Dark Knight. For me, it's the second greatest film ever, but still. We can now watch the Oscars for free. I don't know if it's going to be for free. I think it's still going to be behind YouTube Premium. No, not YouTube Premium, like YouTube TV. But it's going to be way more visible because the Oscars are going to be like they're probably going to partner with a bunch of YouTubers. They're probably going to make the Oscars a big event on YouTube. I think it will get scores well. John Williams is a giant, but I think could get a chance for visual effects. I don't know about Disclosure Day. Having seen Disclosure Day, it doesn't really feel like the kind of visual effects film that would get in. I feel like Project Hail Mary could get score over something like Wild Horse 9. Oh, I don't know about that. Carter Burwell got score for both 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri and The Banshees of Inisherin. Do I really want to doubt him for Wild Horse 9? Not really. I don't want to doubt him. No. And both those films didn't even get all the precursors. Like, they missed places, but they still got in score. It's funny that people are considering that a film called The Drama would be nominated for Golden Globes in comedy. Yeah, that is a little funny. Yeah. I'd also be surprised if a film like Wicker gets a Wicked for Good treatment at the Globes. 2 acting nods, but not in picture. Maybe. Although I do think Wicker is going to get into Best Makeup at the Oscars. Yeah, I feel good about Wild Horse 9 getting score. I don't know about Digger, because I feel like the scores for Iñárritu films keep getting ineligible all the time. You might be onto something there, to be honest. You might be onto something there. Like, Iñárritu films don't... Although this one, I don't know. Ooh. What if The Social Reckoning gets in? Because, like, sometimes there is that random-ass movie that gets in. Like, for example, like Begonia. Even though it wasn't necessarily random, it was in Best Picture. But it, like, maybe Social Reckoning does get in. Maybe. Oh, we didn't really consider that. We didn't really consider Social Reckoning potentially getting in there. Also, in an earlier stream, you said that the 2021 Oscars was trying to be like a movie. What do you mean by that? It didn't feel like you just watch like clips from the live show. It's like they weren't showing clips. They were trying, like, it was shot all weird. They were trying to make it feel less like a live show. And they even said we're trying to make this feel more like a movie, which is very counterproductive. You're not a movie. You're a live awards ceremony. Act like it. Ah. If the Oscars nominated a song from 50 Shades of Grey, they shouldn't be disturbed by Wicker to snub it for makeup. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Out of all the branches in the Academy, I'm least concerned about the makeup branch not liking a movie. They do not care. They will nominate some of the worst reviewed films of the year if it means honoring the makeup. Which, hey, that's, I feel like, what the branches should be doing, what the Oscars should be doing. It shouldn't matter how good the movie is as long as the craft is great. But, you know, look at the makeup branch at the Oscars. Like, they've nominated Coming to America, which was like the sequel. No one liked that. They nominated Suicide Squad. Now, granted, that won the Oscar, which is already shocking in of itself. But, like, they nominated that. They nominated Hillbilly Elegy for Best Makeup and Hairstyling. And even Norbit got an Oscar nomination for makeup. They clearly do not care if your movie's good. All they care about is how good the makeup is, which is great. It's ironic that they had to edit out the best editing category. Oh, for the for the next ceremony, like with the Coda year. Yeah, that was dumb. I'm curious, will Desplat be using any of the Reznor Ross themes for the Social Network, or will he do his own thing? I wouldn't be surprised if there was like little hints to that original Reznor and Ross themes, but I don't think he's going to fully adapt those. Probably not. Begonia was a wildly experimental score, to be fair. I mean, sure, but people were also kind of saying that about, like, you know, Marty Supreme and Syrah. People were saying, oh, maybe those could get in, but I was like, nah, I think Begonia's in, especially when you look at what happened with the Society of Composers and Lyricists Awards. Because it's weird. They are technically hit or miss, but when they hit, they are 5 out of 5. But when they miss, they are usually so off base that they'll like snub the front runners. So if you're able to look at a year and go, okay, when you're looking at a year of the Society of Composers and Lyricists, and you go, okay, so they're not snubbing everything. As long as they're not snubbing everything that's just insane, like, if they get like 4 or 5 of what you think is going to be getting in, then chances are the top 5 is in the Society of Composers Lyricists Awards. The Watch Mojo list for worst films with Oscar nominations listed a lot of films with lone makeup or song nods. I'm not surprised. But again, like, especially when it comes to the text, I don't care how bad a movie is. A movie could suck all at once, but if it's worthy in a category, then yes, nominate it. You know, like, for example, a great example was this year with Jurassic World Rebirth. I really do not like that movie. That movie's ass. I think it has really stupid writing, but the visual effects are pretty phenomenal. So I don't have an issue with it getting nominated. Like, I like that. Hillbilly Elegy, Maleficent. Oh. Hillbilly Elegy, Maleficent, which I think you're talking about Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, because the first film didn't get nominated, but the second film did. Pinocchio, Coming to America. Wait, Pinocchio. Are you talking about the weird Pinocchio movie, like the Italian one? I think critics actually liked that movie. Yeah, they don't. House of Gucci. Yeah, they don't give a fuck about the quality of the movie, and I agree. I think the 2020 Pinocchio movie that got makeup, I think that actually did get good reviews. From critics, at least. The music branch is a tad conservative with the scores, songs that they nominate, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, I thought Begonia made perfect sense for that score nomination as soon as I saw the movie, and then its precursor run made me feel good about it, even when it stumbled. Yeah, I was really just looking at the composers and lyricists awards because I was like, okay, everything like they did not nominate Marty Supreme, which is interesting, and I don't think they nominated F1. I don't think they nominated F1, so I was like, huh, what's going on here? But they did nominate Begonia. I was like, okay. I think that's in for the Oscar. I think it's going to get in. And then sure enough, it did get in. I know somebody who is an Oscar predictor who tried to call Wicked for good, even though they weren't predicting it for Best Picture. It's like, oh no, no, it's not going to get score. And then sure enough, it got nothing. So, which granted, I didn't think Wicked for good would get nothing. Nothing is crazy. I didn't think that would happen. I just thought it would like just underperform just generally. But to be fair, I don't think anyone realistically thought, oh yeah, Wicked for Good will get 0 nominations. Like, F1 did get scored at the Oscars? No, I'm talking about like, no, it did not get scored at the Oscars. It got in at the Golden Globes and Critics' Choice, but it did not get in at the Oscars. Wasn't The Dark Knight disqualified from score? I don't know if it was or if it wasn't. I have no idea. I know it got nominated at the BAFTAs and Critics' Choice, but I don't know. I can't believe the makeup and hair branch didn't go for Wicked for Good. See, that's the anomaly. I don't know how they didn't go. Again, they don't care. They usually don't care about the quality of the movie. The fact that it couldn't get makeup is insane to me. That's why I just have this theory that the Academy just kind of went to each other like, we're not nominating Wicked for Good, and just shut it out entirely. Because that is like across the board snubbage I've never seen in my life. Like, even BAFTA went for it in a couple of categories. As soon as Wicked for Good missed costumes, especially when Avatar got in, that stunned me. Yeah, Avatar getting in for costumes is one of the decade's most shocking nominations ever. I mean, I don't think anything's ever going to beat Lakeith Stanfield getting into supporting actor. I don't think anything's going to top that. But Avatar getting in is insane. Yeah, they could have nominated it over Coco or The Ugly Stepsister. They could have done, but not Wicked. It's just so strange. How about I'm Still Here in Best Picture? I'm Still Here in Best Picture. That's one of them, actually. That's probably that. Yeah, there's definitely one of them. Although I'd still say maybe Avatar in costumes is still more shocking. Because I don't know, you can rationalize the idea of like, I'm Still Here, especially with the Fernando Torres win. I don't think anyone remotely considered, Avatar was going to be getting costumes. Like, even the first film didn't get that. Did a producer for Wicked for Good piss off the Academy? I think the one producer of the film is Mark Platt, so I don't know. It deserved at least makeup and costumes. Yeah, I would at least give it that. I mean, if there was sound mixing, I'd probably give it that as well, but obviously we don't have sound mixing anymore. But, yeah, makeup and costumes, I would at least nominate it for those. In your 2022 Oscars rant, you said that there were people presenting at the Oscars that had nothing to do with the movies. Does that even make sense? Though really anyone can present at the Oscars. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, for example, they had Diddy presenting like this big montage thing for The Godfather, which, I mean, aside from the fact that having Diddy at the Oscars doesn't age well at all, it's also just like, what the fuck does he have to do with The Godfather? It's like, he has nothing to do with The Godfather. Why was he there? Why did they have, like, Shaun White? And, like, didn't they have, like, Shaun White and, like, Tony Hawk or Michael Phelps, like, presenting Oscars as well? It's like, why? Why are they here? What? It did not make any sense whatsoever. It didn't make any goddamn sense. My non-Oscars friends who saw Avatar Fire and Ash were wondering what was so great about the costumes. I do think there was something interesting about the costumes, especially with like, I mean, yeah, they are CGI costumes, but they still have to be designed, so But it is funny. I can understand it on paper, but my thing is, why didn't they nominate any of the other two? Like, why was it this one that they went for? Ratings, that's why. Yeah, and ironically enough, it didn't have that year did not have very good ratings. So, ooh, but luckily the Academy has not been doing that as of late. If I'm not wrong, there were like 2 people on Award Expert predicting Avatar for costumes. That is crazy. That's really funny. I saw that you had La Bola Negra in for supporting actor. Yeah, I do have. Okay, I need to make sure I get his name right. Guitar Richa de la Fuente. I think that's his name. I feel like he might come. I think he might come along, to be honest. I've heard he has a pretty big role in the film, and everyone's talking about him. He's like a big, like, music sensation that's turning into an actor. I'm not gonna... Ooh, I could probably see something with materializing there. Especially if La Bola Negra is, like, a very big contender. There was a controversy in the 60s when Barbra Streisand was made a member of the Academy before making her film debut in Funny Face. For me, one of the craziest years for me is 1996. Ron Howard won DGA and didn't even get the nomination. Oh, the Oscar nom, and is the only year with 2020 along. Oh, the only year along with 2020 which PGA and DGA misses. Oh, just combine the words Guitarricha and De La Fuente. Yeah. Curiously, Avatar 3 getting costumes is kind of like The Godfather 3 getting into cinematography when the first 2 missed. Wait, the first 2 Godfathers weren't nominated for cinematography? One would think that would have happened. The first 2 Godfathers missing is wild. Some of the best looking movies ever. I mean, that is pretty shocking. I have him getting into lead actor at the Golden Globes. At the Oscars, I have Lola Duenas getting in. For what I understand, La Bola Negra is going to have all of its cast going into supporting, to my knowledge. This week I discovered Indy Neverready's name is not Ndidi. What? Or not Ind? Oh, you probably thought her name was pronounced Ind. And part 2 didn't get an editing nom. The Godfather Part 2 didn't get an editing nom, even though I feel like it's even better paced than the first one. And also you're juggling 2 different, like, timelines. What? That's crazy. Yeah, Cabaret won cinematography, the year of the first one, but even I, who prefers Cabaret, would have voted for The Godfather. I've not seen Cabaret, but I feel like even then, like, The Godfather, one would think it would still get nominated. Wait, the Dreamed Adventure is going to NIF? Part of my TIFF centerpiece news is that the Dreamed Adventure is going to TIFF first. Oh? Oh? Who knows? I'm not... I don't know too much about the, I don't know much about that, but yeah. It's not Indy, it's Daniela. I think, are you talking about her birth name? I mean, maybe. I mean, but if she prefers to go by Indy, I'll call her Indy. I try to, yeah. Didn't The Godfather Part 2 do better at the Oscars because the first one only won 3 Oscars because of the cabaret sweep, and yet no cinematography or editing noms? I don't know. I haven't really looked into that. Yeah, the Dreamed Adventure is going to both TIFF and NIF. It's not doing Telluride though. Huh. Interesting. Oh. I have to go now. Bye, Luann Gabriel. Bye. Bye. In the year of Part 2, both editing and cinematography went to a 3-hour-long disaster epic, The Towering Inferno. Which is an excellent watch, but should not have won 2 Oscars. I can't comment on that because I have not seen the film. Yes, the first Godfather only won 3 awards, while the second one won 6. I think the first had more nominations. Huh. I agree about the editing of of Godfather Part 2. Crazy that didn't get the nom. More crazy because Best Picture winners usually get editing. Godfather 2, Annie Hall, Ordinary People, Birdman, Coda, Hamlet, Marty, Tom Jones. Ooh. Something less people know. The Godfather 1 was originally nominated for score, but had the nod revoked when it was discovered that the main tune was copied from another Nino Rota film. I did know that. That's interesting. However, The Godfather Part 2 won original score somehow. Oh. Sleuth gets the nom over Godfather. Great movie. Ooh. I've not really heard of Sleuth. I know that New York Film Festival is going to announce its Spotlight section next week, which usually has a few major titles that people expected in the main slate. I'm curious to see what gets in this year. Yeah. The Oscars listed The Godfather at 8 noms, but they counted all 3 supporting noms together. What? That's weird. The Oscars website. Oh, yeah, that's strange. Like, I mean, yeah, I got into like the same category, but like those are different nominations. Very strange to me. Maybe that's like a glitch or something, a bug that they haven't fixed. You could look at it on their website. Oh, I could take your word for it. Like, I believe you. Oh. Actually, the second one has more noms, 11 to 10. Ah. And Godfather Part 2's win for score went to Carmine Coppola, making it the second film for which a father and son won Oscars together after Walter and John Huston for The Treasure of Sierra Madre. Oh. Last year's Spotlight had Anemone, Blue Moon, La Grazia, Nouvelle Vogue, The Perfect Neighbor, Pelion, A Private Life, Put Your Soul in Your Hand and Walk, and Scarlet. Ooh. If I'm not wrong, there's about 6 films that won Screenplay, Director, and an Acting Oscar, but yet still lost Best Picture. Most recent being The Pianist, yeah. Henry Fonda won, but Jane Fonda lost Supporting. Ooh. If I were to guess some movies that might pop up in Spotlight this year for New York Film Festival, I think we might see are Fjord, La Bola Negra, Ink, Bucking Fastard, Club Kid, and The Only Living Pickpocket in New York. Perhaps. I do hope La Bola Negra's there. Also, that was the year where another lone John Williams score, who was nominated in dramatic score for a film called Images. Ooh. Yeah, I just looked at this. Yeah, I think they did kind of fuck it up. It says 8 nominations, but there's clearly 3 supporting actors. So it's like, yeah, I think they kind of I think they kind of botched that one. Because at 11, both Chinatown and The Godfather Part 2 got 11. Wait, oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong one. Shit. Yeah. Seventh Heaven, The Informer, The Treasurer of Sierra Madre, Traffic, and Pianist. So 5. Oh. Hmm. If The Godfather wasn't revoked in score, then the first 2 films would have both got 11 nominations. Yeah. Cabaret still holds the record for the most wins without winning Best Picture, 12 including the crazy director Upset. Well, actually, the most wins without winning Best Picture. Okay, I read that wrong initially, yeah. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Red Spice. Hi, Red Spice. Everyone put in the hi emojis for Red Spice. Whoa! Red Spice with the gifted memberships. Oh my god. Thanks, Red Spice. Thanks, Red Spice. My god. 5 memberships gifted. Thank you so much. Janatas Rayuda got a membership. Daniel got a membership. Dustarant got a membership. Scottish got a membership. And Cookie Mouse got a membership. Everyone send some blue Hannahcast heart emojis to Red Spice. We want to send some love to the people that support the channel. Thanks, Red Spice. Thanks, Red Spice. At least Francis Ford Coppola got his Oscar for Part 2. Yeah. I do like The Godfather Part 2 more than The Godfather Part 1. I like The Godfather Part 1, but The Godfather Part 2 is amazing. The most wins for a film not nominated for Best Picture is The Bad and the Beautiful, winning 5. Yeah. What are you all chatting about? We were chatting a little bit about the New York Film Festival lineup. Whoa! Movie Guy with the 20 gifted memberships. Oh my god! What the hell? My god, everyone send some blue Hannahcast heart emojis to Movie Guy. Thanks, Movie Guy. Thanks, Movie Guy. Holy macaroni. That's definitely going to help us reach the goal. And for anyone who doesn't know, we have this goal up here for the memberships for how many memberships we need to try to get this month in order for me to be able to afford going to TIFF. Now, I do want to keep in mind that, like, you might see this number fluctuate. It might go down a little bit, but that's because, like, some people's memberships will be expiring. So that's something we gotta keep track of. But still, thank you so much, Movie Guy. My god. Cosmo Gabby Fan, Jonathan Slopes, Mason Cheese, DZ Gaming, Gabino Lugo, Ida Kosun, Spiral of Ants, Samalabi, I'm Cookie, Tree Monster Man, Hot Flush, Free at Last, Shop Nil 4, D-Break Arm, Sunny Bear, Rochelle Jeremiah's TV, Mystic Americana Archive, DG Gamer X, and Peppermations, all and Goku Nair all got memberships. Thanks, movie guy. Thanks, movie guy. My God, thank you so much, everybody. Again, oh, and LDAV DT33 sent a star. Thank you so much. Do you think Brand New Day could be the first film to break 1 billion domestic? I have no idea. Because I'm going to be completely honest. The box office for Brand New Day is shocking me. Like, I knew it was going to make $1 billion. I knew that was going to happen. But, like, in the movie, but it's not the craziest reveal movies. So it's like, it really just makes me think, I think people are just wanting to go see Spider-Man. You know, I think people just really love Spider-Man. They love Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and they're just going out to see it in droves. The movie's so good, though. Yeah, it is good, but it's dollars. It's like, it's not the craziest Spider-Man. See it. Honestly, I think so. People love Spider-Man, bro. He's a generational character. Yeah, but why didn't Morbius make a lot of money, though? Okay, I know I'm being facetious with that one, but it's like, even Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, like, that made like $600 million, which, granted, that was very successful for that film. It definitely made a lot of money, but like, that's like, only like, that's going to end up being like a fraction of what Brand New Day's going to make. So yeah, like, again, it is very, still, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not going to complain because, hey, you know what? The movies are back. They are doing better than ever, and Netflix can suck it. Miles Morales, I hope they do right by my guy with the next one next year. Oh, I'm sure they will. I mean, the past two, with like, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, in my opinion, those are the best Spider-Man movies ever made. So like, this new one is going to be fantastic. Like Beyond the Spider-Verse. For me, one of the best years ever, the Oscars in 1976. PTA in the speech for Best Picture mentions that. Wait. PTA in the speech for Best Picture mentions? This is the second time Spider-Man broke the opening weekend record. The first was that Sam Raimi broke it in 2002. Ooh. If Brand New Day had better reviews similar to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 1 and 2, would you predict it in picture? No, I would not. I would not predict it for Best Picture. Even then, it's like, I think the overall like critic reviews aren't that much different from the first Spider-Man, but like, I don't think it's still a Marvel movie. I don't think just very good Marvel movies are going to get nominated for Best Picture unless there's something like kind of like culturally relevant about them. In 1975, the Oscar nominees for Best Picture were Dog Day Afternoon, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Jaws, Nashville, and Barry Lyndon. There is no best among them. Oh. That's a great lineup. I think I've only seen Jaws. I think that's the only one I've seen. Oh, that was the speech. Oh, okay. By the way, by the way, Red Spice, I want to show you. I want to show you something because like something that came in the mail today, and something I might try to do more for the channel, even though it's gonna be a little bit hard because he's a little bit bigger than I imagined, and yeah, hold on, I'm not bringing him back, but I do. But I did like shoot a video with him. But yeah, I got a little puppet. I got a puppet. This is this is unlisted, so you're not gonna be able to see it. But I'm probably not gonna play the entire thing. But yeah.
Oh, I wish you could meet my girlfriend. My girlfriend who lives in Canada. She couldn't be sweeter. I wish you could meet her. My girlfriend who lives in Canada. Her name is Alberta. She lives in Vancouver. She cooks like my mother and sucks.
Oh wait. Oh wait. Oh, you are watching this. Oh no, yeah. Okay.
Like a Hoover. I email her every single day just to make sure that everything's okay. It's a pity she lives so far away in Canada.
Yeah, like so we got the puppet cast. Avenue Q. Yeah, see, you got the reference. You got the reference. It's Avenue. Yeah, Avenue Q. Which, if you guys have not seen Avenue Q, you should. It's amazing. I really like Avenue Q. Oh wait, hold on. The puppet cast is winning an Oscar for this? He should. He really should. Thank you. It's actually the third time Spider-Man has... Oh wait. The third time Spider-Man has broken the opening weekend record. Spider-Man 3 also broke the record when it opened and got $151 million. Ah. Honestly, when I made my own Oscars, I realized Jaws was number 10 for Best Picture in my case. Wow, number 10. Damn. I agree with PTA. All 5 are masterpieces. Hard to choose a winner. I mean, a lot of people would probably agree. Like I said, the one thing I wasn't expecting with the puppet was he was bigger than I thought he was going to be. Like, I wasn't expecting him to be, like, that large, but alright. But still, he's great. I love him. He's my son of the puppet cast. Do you think Spider-Man could get the VFX nom just for the box office? That doesn't really happen. That's the thing. That doesn't really happen. The visual effects branch doesn't really care if you're like a really acclaimed movie or if you did well at the box office. Like box office flops get in all the time. You know, look at like what was it? Trying to think of like what, you know, like Better Man. That flopped at the box office, and that got into visual effects. What was it? The Creator? That got into visual effects. And yeah, that was a box office flop. I'm trying to think. First Man was a box office flop, and that got in. Christopher Robin didn't really do that well at the box office. That got into visual effects. Solo: A Star Wars Story got into visual effects. Kubo and the Two Strings. Blade Runner 2049. What else was there? Deepwater Horizon, The Lone Ranger. So box office really does not matter when it comes to visual effects. I don't know if Spider-Man's going to get into visual effects because nothing really about the effects like are really like even like whoa, like even like No Way Home, because like at least No Way Home it did have like the Doctor Strange stuff going on, so I don't know. Oh yeah, Avenue Q won the Tonys for Best Musical, Best Book of a Musical, and Best Score of a Musical against Wicked. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know it was like a big deal when Avenue Q ended up beating Wicked at the Tonys. Even though everyone thought it was going to be Wicked, which is really funny. Is The Mandalorian Grogu about to be the first live-action Star Wars movie to not get an Oscar nomination in any category? That is interesting to think about, actually. Will that actually happen? Because I really do, like, alright, let's take a look at Award Expert here, alright? Because, like, well, okay, I don't know about score because I feel like Ludwig Göransson already kind of has The Odyssey wrapped up, and also it's The Mandalorian's not in Best Picture. And yes, I know the other Star Wars trilogy got nominated, but that was because of John Williams. Like, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna double dip for Göransson there. Visual effects, I just don't know. The effects aren't really convincing me as much that that they would get nominated, so I don't know if that happens. I really don't know. The one I do want to look out for is sound. Sound, I think maybe could happen. Honestly, maybe. Honestly, maybe I could put that at number 6. I could see a world where maybe it like gets nominated for best sound. So I don't know. Imagine if a film like No Way Home were to get visual effects as normal and they get Best Picture without getting anything else. Yeah, that would be a very, very strange package for Best Picture. Yeah, they have some, but these great movies in the box office is hard to deny. I think they're very easy to deny. Only a few of them didn't get the nomination. Jurassic World Fury 7. Well, here's the thing. The previous two, well, not the previous two, but like the first two Tom Holland Spider-Man movies didn't get in. You know, the first one made over $800 million, and that didn't get nominated for visual effects. And Far From Home did get to $1 billion, and also didn't get nominated for visual effects. Oh, yeah, and those two weren't even shortlisted. Those two were not even shortlisted for visual effects. So, you can deny the box office hits. You can, because they don't really care about the box office results for those movies. They really do not. The visual effects branch cares about the visual effects. Can they even double dip in the tech categories? Sure. I mean, in 2023, what was it like? Was it like Chris Corbold, or I think it was like Chris Corbold got nominated for visual effects 3 times that year for The Creator, Mission Impossible, and Napoleon. I don't know if it was Chris Corbold or Neil Corbold, or it was one of the Corbolds, but yeah. Every Star Wars movie gets the visual effects one. Mandalorian probably be the first one. The first one to not get it? Maybe. Because I'm not gonna lie, there were some rough patches in the visual effects. Did Fast and Furious get any Oscar nominations? Nope. Actually, Empire Strikes Back, Phantom Menace, and Revenge of the Sith all missed visual effects, but they got at least one other nomination in the other categories. No. Now, Revenge of the Sith, yes, that missed visual effects. It got a makeup nomination, though. Phantom Menace did get nominated for... Yeah, it did get nominated. Also, The Empire Strikes Back, it did technically win. But the thing is, like, there were no other nominees. There were no other nominees for visual effects that were chosen for visual effects nominations that year. So, The Empire Strikes Back got an honorary Oscar for visual effects instead. So, it still got in... But they just didn't feel like nominating anything else, because I guess they felt like none of the other films that were contending were worthy of a nomination. So technically, it did get in. But it was like the only film that got in. Revenge and Phantom get the nom. No, Revenge of the Sith didn't get visual effects nomination. That year, it was King Kong, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, and War of the Worlds. Those got nominated for visual effects. Makeup was where Revenge of the Sith got nominated. And also Attack of the Clones got nominated for visual effects as well. It got nominated alongside Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, which won, and Spider-Man. So yeah. Gotcha. I overlooked honorary award for Empire and misread the stats for Phantom Menace. So yeah, only Revenge of the Sith missed visual effects. Yeah, and if there were 5 nominees for visual effects, like Revenge of the Sith would have made it in. It would have got in if there were 5 nominees. So that's the thing. So, like, but Mandalorian Grogu, I guess I think it might just. I think it might actually, also miss because. Yeah. Revenge of the Sith should have gotten visual effects because of the Battle of Coruscant. However, the makeup nod is pretty base, the only one for the franchise. I'm not gonna lie, I really do like the nominees that we did get. I mean, Revenge of the Sith, yeah, but also it did have some very good visual effects, like with the lava planet, but there were some rough patches in the visual effects, like in the rest of the movie. Whereas I feel like with, King Kong, Chronicles of Narnia, and especially King Kong and War of the Worlds, those 2 movies very much deserved a nomination. And I would also say that Chronicles of Narnia probably would have also deserved a nomination, so yeah. Revenge is better than Narnia for me. We're not talking about best movie, we're talking about the better visual effects, and I feel like Narnia has slightly better effects than Revenge of the Sith, especially since it's doing a little bit more newer stuff than what Revenge of the Sith with Narnia, they had to create like a bunch of like CGI armies from many different creatures, especially a lot of like animals and stuff. So like there was a lot going on with Narnia's visual effects at the time. Ooh. After this stream, I'm definitely gonna try to get some dinner because, ooh. Narnia got the nom mainly because of Aslan, and that's fair. It wasn't because of just Aslan. Like, you got, like, the film had a lot of, like, CGI creatures in it. Like, a lot, and movies didn't really used to do that. Like, there were, like, movies did have, like, CGI animals, but, like, not to the extent that that film had at the time, I don't think. What's the weather like at your place? For me, my power is out and it's drooping outside. Oh, I'm sorry about that. What is the weather like around where I am? Oh, we're going to get a heavy thunderstorm here in a bit. If we haven't already gotten one. So, ooh. Ah. Oh, okay, so it looks like we're gonna start getting a thunderstorm at like 8 p.m. Damn. Stanley Kubrick and the guy from Godzilla Minus One, I think you mean Takashi Yamazaki, yeah, are the only directors to win the Oscars for the visual effects of their films. Yes. And look, even as much as I will complain that the Godzilla Minus One got one visual effects over the creator, I will say this: at least the director did earn it. At least what I mean by that is like, at least he was the visual effects supervisor. Because if I'm not mistaken, Stanley Kubrick didn't was not a visual effects supervisor on 2001. If I'm not mistaken, I think the studio just put him in that category and not the other visual effects people because they didn't really know what to do. So like, at least, Takashi Yamazaki earned his at least his work earned him that. But it's just, I don't know. I love 2001, but Stanley Kubrick should not have been the one that won that award. Like, come on, he was not the visual effects supervisor of that film. Who do you have for lead actress? I have Andy Never Ready for Obsession, Mikey Madison for The Social Reckoning, Renate Reinsvold for Fjord, Julia Moore for The Debut, and Olivia Wilde for The Invite. Although I'm definitely keeping an eye out for Rosalind Elizar for Misty Green. James Cameron is the director who made the most films with visual effects nods, making 7 of those. Oh yeah, he did a great job. But we all agree that King Kong was the better one of that year. My God, at least in terms of visual effects, yeah, King Kong absolutely deserved the win for visual effects, and it's not even a contest. Like, good God, that movie's insane. What do you think of the visual effects in Godzilla Minus One? If you've seen photos of the movie, are you talking about Godzilla Minus Zero? Because Minus One, I mean, I think Minus One has good visual effects. I don't think it has the best visual effects of that year. Not by a long... the creator just objectively had better visual effects. But, yeah. I'm so curious to see how the visual effects will be in Godzilla Minus Zero compared to the first film. They probably will be better, especially since people have more of their eyes on this one. I just don't think it's going to get nominated again, because I feel like there were a lot of different circumstances for Godzilla Minus One to get nominated, so... So should I change Indy for lead actress now for the mass hype and campaign for her in lead actress? Yes, I think they're very much going to campaign her in lead, yeah. He was credited with designing and directing visual effects, with 4 other people getting credit as supervisors, but the category only allowed 3 people submitted for each film, so the studio only submitted Stan. Yeah, Stan. Yeah, which is really stupid, because it's like, I don't know. For you, what is the better winner for visual effects in the last 10 years? Easily the Avatar movies. Those are the best winners for visual effects. Now, granted, I feel like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes should have been, look, like Dune Part 2 does have very good visual effects. However, Dune Part 2 I feel like would have been number 3 for me. Because number 2, I would have had Better Man. Better Man had some really insane visual effects going on there. And then you have Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is kind of just like shitting all over the competition, because it's just like, it's insane. Like that one scene where the orangutan's like hanging on the river is just like flowing into his face. It's like, oh my god, like that should have won best visual effects, but for some reason the Academy Awards hates the Planet of the Apes movies, which is stupid. Any best winner that's not Avatar, at least in the 2020s, the best winner that's not Avatar, I guess that would be the first Dune. But yeah, Better Man's a great fucking movie as well. Yeah, biggest visual effects snub. I'll try to say of like the 2020s. I'm just going to use the 2020s as like an example. For me, the one that I feel like people like, I don't know how this was never even considered, because it's just like, it's kind of crazy what they did, and that is Beast, which, if you don't know, is this one movie where Idris Elba fights a lion. The effects in that movie get so seamless, and they're so insane. Just look up a visual effects breakdown of Beast. It is crazy how, like, because, like, okay, you know it has to be CGI, because there's no way else they would have done it. But it doesn't, but there's no cracks in the CGI. It's just, like, there's this one scene where, like, what's his name? Sharlto Copley, where like he's petting a couple of these lions, and they're like getting up on him and like snuggling him and whatnot, and he's petting their manes, and it's just flawless. It's like, I don't know how they did that shit. Like, that's crazy. Please take Social Reckoning out. It's not going to any festivals. That's a terrible sign. I need to wait and see what the response is. I need to wait to see what the response is before I do anything. But also, in terms of another visual, but yeah. Ah, shit. Also, I think Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness should have gotten a nomination for visual effects, because, like, the effects of that movie were kind of crazy. I remember Brian Rowe complaining that Free Guy was the most visual effects instead of best visual effects, but I didn't really get that statement. I disagree wholeheartedly, because here's the thing. The thing that probably got Free Guy nominated was Dude, like the fucking buff Ryan Reynolds. Like, the way they tracked Ryan Reynolds' face onto the other actor is like really seamless. It's like, that was really well done. I'm not going to complain about that nomination. I thought they did a great job with the Dude character. Tron, the first one, is crazy that it didn't get in. So ahead of their time. Yeah, no, the first Tron absolutely should have been nominated for visual effects. Now, there is a misconception that it was disqualified from visual effects. Not disqualified. Nope, it was not. Like, the first Tron was not disqualified. It was shortlisted, but it just didn't make the cut because the people that were voting on visual effects at the time, which weren't visual effects artists, there was no visual effects artist branch back then, they were worried that computers were going to take over the special effects industry, which they did, and so that it was basically, they didn't vote for it out of spite. But it should have been nominated, and it should have won, because it was technologically easily the most groundbreaking thing to come out that year. Like, my god. Have they ever snubbed a movie for visual effects that you thought should have won the Oscar? Ooh, that should have won? I don't know, because usually... Okay. I'm trying to think of when was the last time something like that happened where clearly where I thought the winner was snubbed. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's like... At least in the 21st century, I cannot think of one. Black Panther 2 probably got in over Doctor Strange. Yeah. And look, Black Panther 2 did have good visual effects. That's at least, definitely an improvement over the first film. The visual effects in Black Panther 2 are not bad. But I still think Doctor Strange was a little bit more innovative and a little bit more impressive given what they were doing with the film. Yeah, E.T., Blade Runner, and Poltergeist. Yeah, I would have honestly, for me, the nominees that year would have been Tron, Blade Runner, and The Thing. And then I would have Tron win. Also, why the visual effects in Black Panther suck? The first film? I mean, just look at the train sequence. Look at the fight scene during the train, where they're like fighting next to the train. There's clearly everything about that is just wrong. Like the entire third act just kind of looks like that. That looks like shit. The rhinos look like shit. It's just very weird. I don't understand E.T. winning over Blade Runner, even if I hated Blade Runner and don't think about E.T. like at all. Like I thought Blade Runner, like between those nominees, yeah, Blade Runner should have won. Like E.T. I mean, like I don't know. But I think it's because E.T. was in Best Picture, so. What do you think makes it in for visual effects? Brand New Day or Doomsday? Doomsday, I would very much bet on Doomsday easily. In a heartbeat, I don't want to doubt an Avengers film. That logic doesn't really lead me astray, really. It really doesn't. I mean, great, like, yes, there was Age of Ultron. That missed the nominations. But, however, we're talking about 2015, the single most competitive year for visual effects ever. So, like, there's a kind of, like, it's fine if it misses that year. Age of Ultron didn't make it in, though. Yeah, but, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, that year was so competitive, it's like, it's not even, I don't even have to worry about that not getting in. How are the visual effects even in Brand New Day? They're good, but I don't think it's anything like as crazy as anything that we've seen in like, you know, No Way Home. So like, yeah. Curiously, even when The Towering Inferno was nominated for Best Picture, the special award for visual effects went to another disaster epic, Earthquake. Oh, 2021 is the weakest year for visual effects in the last years. Tenet, Love and Monsters, Mulan, One and Only Ivan, and Midnight Sky. Yeah, none of these movies would have been nominated in a year where, like, all the blockbusters went out. Like, none of them. Like, I know people will go, maybe Tenet would have still gotten in. No, because Tenet didn't even win the Visual Effects Society Award for visual effects. They actually gave it to the Midnight Sky. Like, the nominees that year, I think the nominees that year would have been Dune, Top Gun Maverick, No Time to Die, Free Guy, and I'm going to guess, the next one would have been like Black Widow. And the reason why I say Black Widow is because it got quite a few nominations at the Visual Effects Society Awards, and the only reason why it didn't get nominated in 2021 was because there were 4 Marvel movies in visual effects. Like, if it was just like normal and you didn't have Shang-Chi and Spider-Man and it was just Eternals and Black Widow probably would have gotten in because Eternals had like 1 nomination and Black Widow had a few nominations at VES. Like, it just so happened that there were just 4 that, since there was a pandemic, that year when Black Widow was in consideration, there were 4 Marvel movies and there was no way they were going to nominate more than 2 for visual effects. What do we have in 2015 for visual effects? Ex Machina. What was it? Mad Max Fury Road, The Martian, The Revenant, and Star Wars The Force Awakens. Ex Machina won, but it had like no precursor wins. Star Wars The Force Awakens won BAFTA and VES, and Mad Max won the Critics' Choice Award. But there's a little bit of an asterisk there, because yes, Mad Max won, but Star Wars The Force Awakens was not eligible to be nominated for visual effects because it missed the nomination window, which is kind of weird because it did get a Best Picture nomination, but that was after the nominations initially came out. So really, what I'm getting at is, like, it's kind of hard to take Mad Max's win at Critics' Choice seriously because we don't know what would have happened if Star Wars was eligible there. I'm really hoping Clayface is a good movie, so in my faith, the new DC Universe still stands because they canceled Booster Gold. They did not cancel Booster Gold. They just didn't go forward with the version of Booster Gold that the initial showrunner was going for, but they're still going to try to find a new showrunner for Booster Gold. I've seen a few people say Sheep Detectives could make the BAFTA long list, or the short list, or BAFTA, if not the Oscar. What do you think? No, I just don't think Sheep Detectives is like the most fake news thing ever, because it's like, it's so obviously not gonna happen. Because, like, why would Sheep Detectives get in if, like, Charlotte's Web couldn't get shortlisted? Or if, Underdog didn't get in? Like, those are not bad animal talking visual effects movies. It's just, I just really don't think so. And people are making weird comparisons to, like, Sheep Detectives and Christopher Robin. Those two couldn't be any more different with their visual effects. Like, one's trying to do real animals, and the other one's trying to do stuffed animals. And one of them is doing it in a way that's way more seamless. I just do not see at all. Like, I think people predicting Sheep Detectives are only going off of the fact that it's, like, really acclaimed. But again, the visual effects branch does not care. When will people learn? When will people learn that it doesn't matter how acclaimed you are as a movie? That does not help you with nominations. It helps you with the win. Yeah, it helps with the win. It does not help with nominations. It does not. Look at Poor Things. Look at Everything Everywhere All at Once. Look at Mank. Look at Ford v Ferrari. Look at Arrival. Like Dunkirk, The Shape of Water. Being acclaimed did not help those movies get nominated. It does not help. Or at the very least, it is not a deciding factor. It's not a deciding factor. I don't know why Sheep Detectives would get in if, like, a lot of other talking animal movies get in. And before anyone tries to say, well, The Jungle Book and The Lion King, those movies were not even live. Those movies were barely the Jungle Book was barely live action and was entirely CGI, which was why it got nominated and won the Oscar. And The Lion King just wasn't live action at all. It just was animated, and it would have won the Oscar for visual effects if it wasn't the entire Academy voting for the winners. Had that even happened for Star Wars getting in for Best Picture at the Critics' Choice Awards, I think it had something to do, like, basically, nominations came out, everyone knew that Star Wars The Force Awakens wasn't eligible, so it, like, for any awards, because the release date was too close to the deadline, was like after the deadline. But the Critics' Choice claimed that, like, there was such an uproar that from critics that they wanted to nominate it for Best Picture but weren't able to. So it's like, you know what, we're going to give it a Best Picture nomination, even though apparently there wasn't really any evidence to support that. And the theory is that they just wanted to put Star Wars The Force Awakens in Best Picture. Now, keep in mind, I would have nominated Star Wars The Force Awakens for Best Picture. I thought it was the second best film that year. However, if you're going, if it didn't meet the deadline, then it didn't meet the deadline. So Dunkirk not getting the nom is similar to Saving Private Ryan not getting it. Yeah, overall, it's just it's not too crazy of a visual effects film. It's just not. And Private Ryan won the BAFTA, yeah. They could have sent out screeners, or I don't know. I think what they were trying to do is that they were trying to avoid spoilers. So they just did not. So I think Disney just didn't have critics watch the movie until, like, the premiere when it came out. Because sometimes they'll do that. And that's kind of what I'm wondering might happen with Avengers Doomsday and Critics' Choice. Because it might just miss the deadline because they want to avoid spoilers. So it might not be eligible for the Critics' Choice Award, so we might have to keep that in mind. Yeah, Disney just didn't let critics see the movie early enough, yeah. Hello, Mary Claire Allerton. Hello. Did Mary Poppins 2 get in? Yes. Although, to be fair, that's not really like a spoiler-heavy movie. I think they did get their screeners out. Or at the very least, like the premiere for the film was before the nominations deadline, I think. The Odyssey barely has visual effects, so Dune 3 is definitely winning. Oh, I would not say Dune Part 3 barely has any visual effects. No, there are a lot of visual effects in the Odyssey. Like, there's clearly stuff that they're doing that could not be done without CGI. All that matters is, does it get nominated? And if it gets nominated, then I do think it could win if it is winning Best Picture. So, yeah. Still kind of baffled that Nightmare Before Christmas got visual effects, but still missed score and song. I get why it got visual effects, but score and song, yeah, it does suck that I didn't get that. Not gonna lie, a part of me feels like we're gonna predict Clayface for a makeup nomination, and then it misses the shortlist. Like real Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Weapons, 28 Years Later vibes. Could be wrong, but putting that flag in the sand. Maybe it really, like, there is always that worry, but it's not the same as, like, I never thought 28 Years Later was gonna really happen because it's zombie makeup. They don't nominate zombie makeup. Weapons, I always kind of, like, figured it wasn't gonna get in because it's not really a big prosthetics film. I can't explain Guardians 3, though. I cannot explain why that didn't get in. I do think Doomsday is going to screen very late for critics. Certainly later than the nominations deadline for Critics' Choice. Yeah, I need to try, like, maybe I could try to look up and see, like, when the movie comes out and when the nominations deadline, or when the submissions deadline is over for Critics' Choice. What are your thoughts on them canceling Wonder Man? I understand that they're doing a soft reboot for the MCU and don't think it'll fit, but I still feel like it could have stood on its own. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on. I feel like, I don't know. I have not watched Wonder Man, so I can't fully speak on it, but I don't know. It really does feel like Marvel really needs to get their shit together post Secret Wars. I think they're gonna probably show what their slate is after Secret War. I was wondering why we didn't get a slate like after during Comic-Con, but then I realized Spider-Man Brand New Day hadn't come out yet, so it's like, okay, so they're probably gonna save the slate, like the big like Phase 8, the Phase 8 slate. Phase 7, the Phase 7 slate for D23. I'm more curious to see if Warner Brothers will let critics see Dune Part 3 early enough. I imagine that since they'll want to campaign the movie, that they'll screen it in late November, early December. Yeah, probably. I think if both Dune and The Odyssey are both the Best Picture, the strongest film theory doesn't hold. Avatar beating All Quiet and Top Gun, Ex Machina beating 3 Best Picture nominees. But to be fair, Ex Machina beating out 3 Best Picture nominees in the Star Wars film, you could probably also chalk that up to vote splitting. Because that was a very highly contested year. And also Top Gun and All Quiet, they weren't potentially sweeping as hard as the Odyssey could sweep. So it's like, I don't know. We haven't really seen anything quite like that. Did you see the trailer for Primetime? Yeah, I did. I think it looks really good. I don't know if it's going to be an Oscars thing, but I think it looks very strong. At least for me. It's curious that Godzilla Minus One and Zone of Interest are the only un-American films to win visual effects and sound, respectively. You mean like non-American films? I think that's what you meant. But yeah, just found the info that CC announced their nominations on December 4th. So Doomsday definitely won't be seen by then. It's 2 weeks before the movie opens. Okay, so yeah, so it's just not gonna, because Here's the thing. Technically, they could theoretically have critics see the movie before then, but they're not gonna want to risk spoilers. Also, I hear thunder outside, so I wonder if I should get ready to wrap it up in case the stream crashes, because in case the power goes out. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get ready to wrap it up. What could be announced at D23 this year? A bunch of stuff. I think we're going to get the slate for MCU Phase 7. Like, we already know what 2028 has in store. Like, we know that we're going to get X-Men, Ghost Rider, and then Black Panther 3. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think they said that X-Men's... like, the rumor is that X-Men's going to be the first film out of Phase 7. Like, that's going to be which starts in 2028. So... yeah. I believe we might get 2 other Spider-Man films to do another trilogy, but I'm 100%. But I'm not 100% sure. I think you mean not 100% sure. I think we'll probably get... I don't know if that'll be in Phase 7. I mean, maybe it could be in Phase 7. But I feel like, yeah, we're probably going to get, we're probably going to get another Spider-Man film announced. But then again, I don't know. They didn't really announce any Spider-Man films throughout the other one. So I think maybe they might just not announce a Spider-Man film at D23. And they'll probably wait for Sony, waiting to make a deal with Sony or something like that. Because of TIFF Centerpiece, animated features sure as hell stacked. Yeah. Is Secret Wars even going to make December of next year, though? They haven't even started filming. I have no idea. What they're going to do about that. So, I mean, I have to assume it's going... I think I have to assume it's going to still come out in December. Because they already said that Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3 are coming out in 2028, and I feel like those especially have to deal with the ramifications of what happens after Secret Wars. So I think Secret Wars will still probably come out that in 2027. What animated films are screening at TIFF? I think Tangles is doing that. I think Tangles is doing TIFF. Have you watched I Am Frank Keldia? It's the best of the year. I need to still watch that. I'm going to try to watch that. There's still some other films I need to try to watch, so we'll have to see about that. But that is what I do need to try to watch. What do you have in for animated feature? I have... I have Toy Story 5, Wildwood, Hoppers, Forgotten Island, and Tangles. Although I'm not gonna lie, I am really looking at Shaun the Sheep. I wonder if I should take out Forgotten Island. Because I really do think Shaun the Sheep's getting in. I really do think that's going to get in. I feel like they're seeing if people like Doomsday and decide whether or not they go through a Secret Wars or make a new storyline. I mean, I think they're going to have to do Secret Wars regardless, because that's not a lot of time for them to course correct. They're going to put their whole Marvelousies into Secret Wars. Tangles, Julian, Iron Boy, Viva Carmen, and the Violinist for Centerpiece, and then Waves for Discovery. Hey, there's your answer. Hell yeah. Where's Uwe Boll for best director? You know, we're asking the real questions here. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I think I might get. What do you think about Alex Garland's Elden Ring? I'm curious about this. I don't know if A24 is the right studio to be doing Elden Ring, considering how big and visual effects heavy that is, and A24 is not really known for that. So I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I will say I'm probably going to get ready to hop off here because not only is there a storm brewing, but also I need to use the bathroom. So does anyone have any final thoughts before we head out for the evening? I feel so guilty for liking Armie Hammer's The Lone Ranger. I mean, why do you have to say Armie Hammer's Lone Ranger? It's Gore Verbinski's Lone Ranger. I do like the film, admittedly. I don't think it's that bad, although I will say the one issue I do have is why the fuck is Johnny Depp playing a Native American man? Like, that's the one legitimate criticism I will give to the film. It's like, why? Tangles still doesn't have a distributor, if I'm not wrong. I took it out for Shaun the Sheep. I think it's going to get a distributor. It has the critical praise. We just have to see what happens there. But yeah. But yeah. What final thoughts does everyone have before we take off? Remember, Rivals of Amziah King. Exactly. Might as well head off now. Adios, Christian. Yeah. Bye, Blue Lab. Bye. My criticism is Disney waiting so long to make a Moon Knight Season 2 and never doing it. Now Oscar Isaac doesn't want to work with them anymore. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like Oscar Isaac doesn't want to work for them for very different reasons that's not Marvel related. It's a lot of it is caving to Trump. So, yeah. Have a good night and stay safe. You too. Bye, Hannah and Puppet Cast. Bye. I will tell the Puppet Cast like that you send your regards. But yeah, everybody, I'm probably gonna head off now. Thank you guys so much for the members. We will be back. I will be doing, I think I'll try to do a members stream on Sunday and a public stream on Monday. So keep an eye out for that. Yeah, bye, movie guy. Bye, Mr. Venno. Bye. So yeah, everybody, I'm probably gonna head out now. Stay safe. Bye.